Hi, this is Anita Sierra, and I'm going to talk about Homeland Security, which is on Chapter 14. The Homeland Security definition came after the September 11, 2001, the terrorist attack against the World Trade Center in New York. After this attack, the National Strategy for Homeland Security was created in order to protect the United States against any terrorist attack. The objectives are prevent terrorist attacks. We first want to prevent these events to happen. We also want to reduce America's vulnerability to terrorism. We don't want the probabilities of terrorist attacks are higher. We want to reduce them. Also, we want to minimize the damage and recover from attacks that do occur. If the prevention or the efforts to reduce America's vulnerability to terrorism doesn't work, we have to minimize the damage in case of any terrorist attack. But what is terrorism? Well, terrorism, according to the U.S. Defense Department definition, is the unlawful use or threatened use of force or violence against individuals or property to coerce or intimidate governments or societies, often to achieve political, religious, or ideological objectives. We have um, we have some examples of how terrorism can happen. Um, some of them are bombing, kidnapping, or hostage situations to pressure those in the authority. Some examples of terrorist attacks here in the United States happened in 1983, which was the first one, on the New York City World Trade Center. We also have the 1986 bombing at the Olympic Games in Atlanta, Georgia. And also we had a more remarkable event of terrorism that could happen to the United States, the World Trade Center, New York, September 11, 2001. After these events, in 2004, the National Counterterrorism Center was created in order to work with intelligence, the methods, prevention strategies to prevent terrorism, or if this happens, how can we get out of this situation? We had two different types of terrorism. The first one is international terrorism, which happen when people from other countries want to invade or take control over the nation or any nation that doesn't belong to them. The FBI divides international terrorism in three different categories. We have three from foreign sponsors of international terrorism. We have, well, according to Lewis, there are three from formalized terrorist groups, such as the Al Qaeda, the most known. And also we have three from loosely affiliated international radical extremists. Another example of international terrorism is bioterrorism or biological weapons, which are made from live bacteria, viral, or other microorganisms. Some of these examples can be viruses, bacteria, plagues, or diseases brought from other countries or other nations. One of these, for these examples for bioterrorism is where people are to another country and there is a disease. That person wants to receive medical assistance to check if he is not infected with the disease, because if the disease is a mortal disease, if it is brought to the United States, it is going to be considered as a bioterrorism. That person, if doesn't notify to the nation or to the Department of the Homeland Security or any other department, um, is going to be considered as a criminal, as a terrorist, and is going is, he or she must going to prison. The other type of terrorism we have is domestic terrorism. We happen inside of the country. People that attack their own country, their own nation. We have three different groups or domestic terrorism according to Lewis. We have right-wing extremists, which are groups of militia or patriot movement. Uh, what they want is to remove federal involvement from various issues. You can see some of the examples on news that people get on groups as a militia and not against the federal government or any other political or someone in the politics that wants to take their authority. You know, we have also the left-wing extremist groups that profess a revolutionary socialist doctrine and view themselves as protectors of the American people against capitalism and imperialism. We also have special interest groups. These groups, some of these examples can be people fighting um, about animals' rights or any other strike that you can see on the news or even in your city. You can take it as a right what they're doing, but people of this group tend to damage the community or attack police officers or any other department that are trying to combine of the rights or their interests. We also have sovereign citizens, which are people from other countries that are residents here in the United States, and they feel like they don't belong to the country, or they are not being appreciated, or they feel that there is too much racism. Um, start attacking the nation. For methods of investigation and prevention for terrorism, we have proactive techniques, which are techniques that are used before terrorism happens in order to prevent it. We also have reactive methods, which in case that we cannot prevent terrorism attack, after the attack, we're going to use these methods, which include response to the incident, crime scene, processing and analysis, following up on leads and tips, use of informants, supervillains, other normal investigative activities. So that's it for this presentation about Homeland Security on Chapter 14 for my class of Police Function with Professor Smith. Thank you.